Buddha's ultimate alchemy, seeing the truth and pitfalls of illusory cognition. Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of the podcast. I wonder if you ever get this feeling when reciting or listening to Thrice Yearning by the Yuan Dynasty National Master Shangfen. The words are absolutely beautiful, almost like poetry, yet at the same time they feel deep, obscure, and hard to truly grasp. In today's episode, I want to talk about a few core sentences from this text. We are going to take the cosmic laws and core principles hidden within these Buddhist teachings, break them down, and break them apart, so we can explore together what it truly means when every thought is the Buddha, what it means to create karma blindly driven by emotions, and how we can find our serene, focused selves in this increasingly distracted world. Part E, Gold and Goldware, Cheese and Milk. To begin with, we often come across these two lines in Thrice Yearning. Every thought is the Buddha, just as tea, cream, and cheese all originate from milk. Every Buddha is but the mind, just as hairpins, bracelets, bottles, and basins all come from gold. The word fu at the very beginning of the sentence is actually an introductory particle, meaning now then or behold. It guides our attention to the astonishing truth that follows. The National Master uses two extremely subtle metaphors here to thoroughly explain the relationship between inherent nature essence and phenomena appearance. The first metaphor is milk and dairy products. We have all eaten cheese. But is cheese milk? And is milk cheese? In terms of outward shape, traits, and properties, they are completely different, yet in essence, ghee, cream, and cheese are simply different names for milk in its various forms. This is just like the three states of water, ice, liquid, and gas that we often use as a metaphor. Under freezing cold, it becomes ice chilling to the bone and sharp enough to hurt. Doesn't this resemble the sharp, aggressive demeanor we show when we lose our temper? At room temperature, it is gentle water, but too much water can drown a person, just like the suffocating indulgence some parents and elders shower upon their children, which ends up drowning them. Yet, under high heat, it turns into water vapor, which neither hurts nor drowns anyone, representing the safest and most balanced state. You see, ice, water, and vapor assume thousands of faces, but their underlying essence is nothing but water molecules. Our inherent nature is exactly the same. It manifests in various forms according to karmic conditions, but at its very root lies emptiness. The second metaphor is gold. Whether it is a golden hairpin, a golden bracelet, a golden bottle, or a golden basin, their appearances vary in thousands of ways, but in essence, they are simply gold. This gold represents our true, radiant inherent nature, the current you, the current me, and even the mountains, rivers, earth, and men, women, young and old before our eyes, no matter what the appearance is. It is merely the form manifested by your past actions and the karma you have created. If your mind remains awakened in every moment, free from delusion, confusion, and perfectly clear, this is what we call every thought is the Buddha. Part R, the freedom of the Buddha and the helplessness of sentient beings. How do we interpret the next line? Every Buddha is but the mind. Simply put, every Buddha has thoroughly awakened to this truth. A Buddha understands that all things in the universe manifest according to the mind, because he precisely grasps the principles, laws, and rules. He can freely utilize the power of the mind to manifest and create everything with absolute ease. In contrast, ordinary sentient beings do the exact opposite. They do not understand the principles, nor do they follow the rules. They are forever creating karma blindly driven by emotions, indulging the self in wrongdoing. The emotions or emotional consciousness mentioned here refer to defilements and afflictions, what we commonly know as greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt. Sentient beings always believe in their own delusions, follow fleeting feelings, and rely on momentary impulses to act blindly. Everyone desires happiness in their hearts, but after a series of reckless actions, what they get is often nothing but misfortune and suffering, leaving them completely helpless. This is the price of not understanding the laws of reality. A Buddha is an awakened one. He knows that gold can be fashioned into anything, and he had precisely mastered the craftsmanship and techniques involved. What is spiritual cultivation then? Cultivation means recognizing that we are originally a piece of gold or mixed with sand, soil, and rock, and those rocks are our afflictions. A practitioner removes the sand and rocks of afflictions through discipline, meditative concentration, and wisdom precepts. Samadhi, in prajna, purifies the gold, and then refines it at will. Therefore, only pure gold brings pure joy. How can you be happy when you are mixed with sand and rocks? Things will only get worse. Part 3. Sages and ordinary beings share the same path, all within a single mind. The text continues. A journey of 100,000 miles presents no barrier between east and west throughout the 12 double hours of the day. Ordinary beings and sages share the same path. The journey of 100,000 miles here refers to what is said in the Amitabha Sutra that the Western Pure Land is 100,000 billion Buddha lands away from our mundane Saha world. This sounds like an unimaginably vast astronomical distance. But those who are truly awakened understand that it is not far at all. Because both our world and the Pure Land are manifested by a single mind, there is absolutely no separation within our inherent nature. As long as your mind recognizes it, it is right there in that very moment. If your mind does not recognize it, it is as if it doesn't exist even if placed right before your eyes. The 12 double hours refers to the 24 hours of the day and night. Throughout these 12 double hours, if you can maintain your practice and keep the Buddha, which means awakening, in your every thought, then you, an ordinary being, are walking on the exact same path as the sages. This is called ordinary beings and sages sharing the same path. Conversely, if throughout these 12 double hours our minds are entirely occupied with sensory pleasures, creating karma driven by emotions, turning away from awakening, and heading toward delusion, then our paths diverge completely. Speaking of which, we might suddenly realize that since the instinct to recognize is our very capacity to see, hear, feel, and know everything we currently perceive, see, and hear is actually heavily polluted by the arbitrary definitions we place upon them. Sour, sweet, bitter, or spicy, beautiful or ugly clothes, right or wrong, good or bad, most of these are human definitions. When each person defines the world based on their own preferences and self-interests, they often end up hurting others. A true practitioner must learn to align with true benefit and steer clear of non-benefit. This benefit must be the true benefit of discipline, concentration, and wisdom, rather than the illusory benefit of indulging in fleeting pleasures. Part 6. The focus of mind power and the cool serenity of the Great Path. Finally, let us look at two incredibly beautiful lines from the text. With a single joining of palms and a single bowing of the head, the green jade urna shines like the morning sun, with a single praise and a single chant. The purple golden countenance resonates like a crashing thunderbolt. This means that when our every movement and gesture are fully aligned with the principles and laws of all things, our inner minds become perfectly clear and bright, like a green jade star or the radiant morning sun. Then when you precisely follow this formula to act and project your mind power, the effect produced can shock the human heart and transform everything, just like a crashing thunderbolt. In ancient times, the Buddha could manifest various spiritual powers and miraculous scenes out of nothing at assemblies. This was not a violation of natural laws, but because his mind power was immense enough to directly control the temperature and form of matter purely through mental focus. In contrast, we modern people have highly scattered minds. We look elsewhere while speaking, and our hands are doing something else entirely. When this distraction is pushed to its extreme, it manifests as the common state of dementia we see today. Because if mind is constantly exercised in a scattered manner, it eventually dissipates completely, to the point where one loses the ability to even recognize whether something is edible. This requires us to learn how to focus, just like a magnifying glass, which can focus scattered sunlight onto a single point to the extent of melting steel. If our minds can focus, we can remember things firmly, execute tasks well, and truly live a good life. We must understand these final two lines. The cool, serene moon is reflected in every body of water. The cloud of merit shelters every single mountain. Whether it is the vast ocean, a flowing river, or even the water in your kitchen sink, as long as the surface of the water becomes still, it can flawlessly reflect the bright, cool moon in the sky. Our inherent nature is that very moon. It is inherently cool and serene, completely free from the burning afflictions of greed, anger, and ignorance. Our inherent nature is fully endowed with all merits, evenly nurturing big mountains, small hills, and even anthills. Just like a cloud in the sky. The crucial question is, which one do you recognize as yourself? Whichever you recognize yourself to be, that is exactly what you will manifest. The literary accomplishment of National Master Zhang Fen is absolutely world-class. He uses scenery to convey emotion, not to make us admire the external landscape, but to allow us through these beautiful words to reflect upon and realize our own inherently cool, serene, and self-sufficient true mind. I hope that sharing can accompany you in finding a touch of cool, serene awareness in this noisy world. See you next time.